Hi guys, thanks for hopping on tonight. So I made a lot of posts today. I used to go over all of the announcements and everything on team calls, but honestly, I really want to try to keep them to 30 minutes. I think that's best. So I post them in the team page every Thursday. And then I'll just like celebrate certain things. Like today, Victoria Mullen hit Ruby, so that she had an advancement today, which is so exciting. She just needs a couple coaches and then she'll be diamond. Ruby is like a rank you usually don't hear of. I posted the rank thing in the team page in case you're confused. It's because you're usually waiting on that second emerald to get you to diamond, which is usually why people skip over Ruby. So congrats to her. And we've got a lot of you guys really pushing in your business, and the momentum and the fire is so great right now. I see Crystal on the call. She's already sold a challenge pack this month. Hey girl. I know Maddie, if not at Success Club, was at like 4 on day 2. Or something this month. A bunch of you are killing it with people in the Coach Sneak Peek group and things like that. So what I'm doing today is I checked in with every one of my people that I added to the Coach Sneak Peek and just started a genuine conversation. How's it going? How was your day? I don't know if you've got to, you were able to take a look at the videos, but we're just having so much fun. And I just want you to like, really just understand that there's no pressure. If you want to join, like just do it. Like don't be afraid, because that's the one thing that, if you can say this, I wish I would have done it sooner because I just thought about it for so long and I was so afraid. And turns out it's just a lot of fun. But if for any reason you do decide that it's not for you, I want you to know that you can fill out a form online and quit. But I would rather you sign up, be a part of this community, see how good you feel and how happy you are to have it, versus just always wonder what if, and that's the kind of message that you want, is just to like remind them that it's okay to be afraid to fail, because most time people don't do that is because they're afraid to fail. And so I like to remind people, like I made a post today, just kind of like reminding you the way that you truly fail is to just not freaking try. And even if you, like I fail every day, like every day as a coach, we are going to fail forward. But we actually said yes, and we're working towards our goals and our dreams versus not doing it because we're afraid. Liz messaged me today too. She just went live today, again in the Coach Sneak Peek. So tag your people in her video. She did that, like this late afternoon. But she was saying today that her and Jess, they run their challenge group. And they had a couple people in mind that were great challengers, and they both individually messaged them. They're in the sneak peek, basically saying like how they believe in them, how excited they are for them to coach, and how they think that, they should just do it. And like, how amazing is it, for one person to believe in you? And that's what it really comes down to, is people just believing that they can do it. So if you do that for them, that really helps to kind of like set their mind like, okay, maybe I can do this. But both of them together, I thought that was just such a great idea. So I have to keep us posted how that goes for you guys. But yeah, so tonight what I wanted to talk to you guys about, and please unmute yourself and ask any questions or say some things that are working for you. Because honest to goodness, I didn't write anything down. I wanted this to be an open discussion so that I could help you in working through invites and follow-ups and not be talking at you so much tonight. So does anybody struggle with what to say initially in an invite? And if so, what is it that like gets you held up? You can unmute yourself. You can write in the chat. I want to be able to like best help you. So I would love for you to talk to me. Or something you've struggled with in the past, even if you aren't right now.
Say just like taking the step and inviting them when they're watching your story and you haven't talked to them in a while, or like you see that they're watching you all the time, like letting go and just like doing it and knowing that you can't control the outcome. I'd say like my first couple weeks and months of coaching, that was the hardest.
I agree with that, because I feel like they already know that I'm out, like with a motive of why I'm reaching out to them.
Okay, so Maddie, what have you found is working best for you in that scenario?
I think like posting more stories or adding bits like every morning that I'm up working out, when people see that. And then I honestly just like take a deep breath and send it and put my phone down. I still do that sometimes. Like I just like print and send it, and then I'm like, okay, it's done. I haven't found like a grown-up secret.
I love it.
But
So
it's getting done that way, and who cares? Like, I just have to remind myself that.
exactly. And when Maddie first started, I like kind of gave her like a script and she was like, I don't really like that. I'm doing that, but it's not working. And she like made it her own, which is so important. So does anybody want to share kind of what your initial invite looks like? And it doesn't have to be word for word, just like a general idea. I'm going to make some. Go ahead.
So my initial invites lately have really just been like, hey, how's it going? I usually try to throw in a compliment of some sort, or like just a personal note. Like, I love seeing, your kids or your dog or whatever it is that their page is about. And then I just say, I'm getting ready to start this new workout program, or I don't know if you've seen my stories lately, but I've just jumped back into fitness, and I'm looking for a few busy ladies or busy mamas to jump in with me. Would you be interested in trying a sample workout from the new program we have out?
I love that. Honestly, I've been leading with the sample workout so much. Anytime somebody are slightly interested, I'm sending that because you're adding value too.
And then I have a list in my phone of the people that I have sent the sample workout to and what day of the week I sent it on.
I love
and
that.
Then next week on that day, I'm going to send hey, did you get a chance to try the workout? What did you think? I'm so pumped for this program.
Yeah. And another thing, like follow up, if you're like somebody, you're just trying to follow up with somebody, I'll just go on Pinterest and search like 21 Day Fix Dinner and find something. Hope you guys are both like, and then
invites.
Exactly. So I'll just like share, I'll just find something, click on it, get the link and share it with somebody and be like, hey girl, I just wanted to check in and see how the workout went. I just found this. I'm going to put this into our weekly meal plan. Wanted to see if this would be something that you and your family would want to try this week. Did you get a chance to work out? So it's still just like you're adding more value, you're following up, and yeah, that could be follow-up even if you didn't send them a workout. But that's my go-to follow-up is because I'm still adding value.
One other thing I wanted to point out that's worked really well for me. So people in the past that have said like, oh no, I'm doing keto, sorry, like I'm not interested. I've been following up and just saying, hey girl, how's it going? How's keto going? Have you found any good recipes? Or, asking a question too about like showing genuine interest in what they're doing. And I've honestly had, I think 3 or 4 responses this month that have just said, actually I fell off, or, I had some health problems and now I can't do it anymore. And, I'm kind of looking for the next step.
Mm-hmm.
That's led to so many genuine conversations. Like,
yeah.
Don't dismiss those people who tell you that they're doing a different program, and some don't respond. Yeah, but
I'm gonna be
sorry.
Liz, I use that too a lot for my follow-ups. Like if somebody said no or this or that, when I follow up, I don't always just follow up with the next invite. I try, depending on the person, make it a conversation first and just see where it goes. In real estate, we call them touches. Like I just touch them. And then if it leaves there, and if not, then I'd invite them the next time again.
Yeah, I love that. And honestly, it's a little bit more work, but the result is always better because you're treating them like a person. And if you look at, if you look at like my messages from people in the beginning, it would be like, hey girl, how's it going? Like, and that's all I would say. Like, that's all. Hey girl, how's your weekend? And like, it's so annoying because like, people don't want to respond to that. It's like, what does she want? Like, you have to have a little bit more, especially if you've invited them already. It's like, oh gosh, she wants me to give her my money. So I think that's so important, is just to like find something, have genuine conversations. And Maddie said when we were talking about like inviting to people in their stories, just for people that are recorded won't see this. She said, to people who are watching my story, she'll say something like, hey lady, I don't know if you saw, but I'm enrolling for my next fit group and wanted to see if you wanted to snag the details. And then she'll add something personal at the end as well. So all really good things. Anything else you guys have been doing with invites lately that have been working really well? Go ahead, Liz.
Oh, I was just gonna add to that. I have sent, and I know like some of the people in our Diamond Pushers group already know this, but I've sent some ridiculously like wanna puke messages to people that have been on my list for a year. Get out of your own dang way and just send the message. Do not like it. You feel like you're gonna puke, and it's so anxiety ridden, but just do it anyway and push through that, because so the 2 messages I have sent that I have been wanting these 2 to coach for the whole year that I've been a coach, and I just have been too afraid to ask them or approach them about it. They both like, one already finished her share cart and the other one is like on board in the coach sneak peek, texting me daily. Like, I think I'm probably going to send her a share cart tonight. Like, she is all for it. And just don't be afraid. Like, I know it's scary. If you really want them on your team, just be genuine about it. And odds are, like, they've thought about it before. They just, either they're afraid to reach out to you, or they just don't believe in themselves, or they have a small minor objection that you can easily shoot down and like push them through it. And just believe in yourself, because if you believe in them, like we believe in you, so just do it.
Sorry, I just spit water all over myself. I love that though. I actually was in our group chat. And you guys all have access to like group chats. I put everybody in, like depending on like when you started and what rank you are, and things like that, which is where we get a lot of like building relationships and also helping so much. And like, hey, what would you say to this? And it's so helpful to me because I will get back. You guys know, like I am only answering messages at the time when I am not mommy and I am plugged in to work, because I have had to train myself that, because otherwise I will be on my phone all day long with messages from people all over my downline. So these group chats have helped immensely, because by the time I get back, I'm like, I'll just be like, did everybody get their questions answered? And everyone's like, yep, we got it. And if I like, we'll go through and see something that I have another opinion on, I'll add that in, but it's been so helpful. So if you need to be plugged into one of those, I can always put you in one of those, or reach out to your upline and see if they have one. So I wanted to read this because I found this, one of the messages that Liz sent that was really good. She said, wait, I think this is Liz. I don't know. You tell me if this is Liz or Jess. I just am looking through photos. But it says, hey, couple of things. 1, I get to see you next week. 2, would you at all be interested in joining me as a health coach? If not, absolutely no big deal. I was just sitting here thinking about who would make a kick-ass coach, and you popped into my mind immediately. I know you've always wanted to make changes and just thought this might be a great way for you to do it. Like I said, if not, no big deal. I just wanted to throw it out there. And they were like, yes, and yes. You know, text me later with the details. I'm at work now. I get off at 5. Like, just go for it. That was Liz. Okay. So I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, so it's just so important for you to like, the more that you are like, I was thinking of who would be a kick-ass coach, or I literally am just talking to, you know, about this business and I'm having so much fun. And you popped into my mind because I keep thinking you would be amazing at this, and how fun would it be for us to be able to do this together? Have you thought any more, if say you've already invited, have you thought any more about being a coach with me? Because I am just so excited. I feel like I know you'll join us one day. Are you ever, you know, or have you thought about it anymore? Something like that. Like, and if it's a new invite, have you ever thought about doing what I do as a coach? Because I'm telling you, you'd be amazing at it. Like that right there is such a different approach. And like, you're already believing in them, makes them like, what do I have to lose? Tell me more about it, kind of thing. Maddie said, invite the peeps who ghost you too. That was a huge hurdle for me. 5 people who've ghosted me previously wrote me back this week. Timelines vary for how long ago they ghosted me, but doesn't even matter. Yes, for real. And I'll tell you, like, when I have people come to me that are like, hey, tell me about this program, you know, I didn't send them a personal invite right at that time. I have 98% of the time already invited them. It's just them coming back. So it's not like, don't look at people and be like, oh, they're just so lucky people come to them. It's because I've talked to them, I followed up with them, they see me posting, they see me be consistent. So that will happen to you too. The more consistent you are, the more people you talk to, the more people you follow up with, you'll have people just show up in your inbox that want information about a program and end up purchasing because of the work you're doing now, which is really, really cool. So Christina says, if someone shows interest, how often do you check up on them? Like, I signed someone up for a bot and I know she'll be a killer coach, but she doesn't really respond to me. And if she does, it's a few days later. I don't want to be obnoxious, but I also want her to know I care and I'm there for her. Maddie said, send a handwritten card. Maddie sent a bunch of handwritten cards out and she had like people like posting and about that in her stories. I send cards to all of my clients and I send an energized sample if they don't have one already. I didn't do this in the beginning. So if you're like you're just a new coach and you're like, okay, I can't do that. I did not do that, but I did send handwritten cards. Now I send samples to everybody. If they got energized, then they get Shaco, vice versa. But the handwritten card of just like being sweet and like being thankful for them is so important. Every other week, Maddie says, and tag her in some posts, like check-in posts. Yeah. And then the other thing too is like, say she posts something about something random, her dog or this or that, go check in with her about something not fitness related, something that she wants to talk about. Like just start a conversation like, dude, I saw you guys went on vacation. Oh my gosh, that hike looked awesome. Where did you go? Or how far did you go? Or, you know, something like that. Like people like talking about themselves. So, okay. So also a lot of times if you're using your business activity tracker, and if you're not, you need to be. So when you're doing that and you're like crossing things off your list, I consider an invite. I have my new one for the week. I consider a follow-up an invite as well. So, you know, if it's not like, oh, well, I followed up with them, so does that not count? No, you're still inviting them again. So it's still important to also write down their name and track them and things like that. So for me, when I first started, I just used notebooks. And I would write one page would be August invites, and then the next page in the notebook would be August follow-ups. So anybody that from June, July, May that didn't purchase, I would go and follow up with them and I would write them there. But the new invites were on that page. And you can do it however way you want. And then I had another page in my group, in my book for free group, whatever free group I was running. So on Monday, we are doing a free morning, how do I want to say it? Miracle morning, kind of like early morning routine, free morning routine group starting on Monday. So then I would have my free group and I would have every single person that I invited, and then I would check off their name. Once they said yes, I added to them to the group. And then that's how I then followed up to invite for my next group. So that was like all. And then I had one other page for the challengers that joined and another page for the coaches that joined. That was my system, and it worked so that I could know who I needed to send a card to. I could know who I needed to check in with. I didn't have anything fancy. Some people use Streak in your Google, in your Gmail. It's free. You can set up pipelines and do it that way. That's for another call. I have recordings of how to set that up. I don't care how you do it. You just need to track people, because you will not remember the people. People will slip through the cracks. So do you have any questions on invites, follow-ups, or tracking? Anything at all? Anything we didn't go over? Is anybody still scared to send an invite? It's okay if you are. Okay, so Crystal says yes. So here is the thing about invites. You need to find some good music. Put some good music on, drink your Energize, that you can do your invites while you're getting ready to do your workout. And you need to focus on taking like a minute to yourself before you send a single invite and picture what you want in life. picture and visualize what you want in life. So for me, when I first started, I visualized me sitting in my office with my purple fuzzy slippers, drinking my coffee without an alarm. Now I visualize myself debt-free. Adley does not come out of college. Our kids don't come out of college with crazy amounts of debt that I had. And we're able to literally do anything we want, take trips, not have to worry and stress about finances. And we are the happiest, healthiest that we can be. Like, I just picture this. I picture the vacations that we take. I picture, the things that we're able to do. And then I go and I think about what I'm grateful for so far. I'm grateful for this business to teach me to love myself. I'm grateful for this business to bring all of you amazing people into my life. I'm grateful for this business because it has made me work on myself from the inside out. And I am able to do what I want when I want because I've worked my ass off in the beginning to get here. So what I do then, after I take a minute to do that, is I'm like, whose life do I freaking need to change? Because if I do not invite them, they will not know that this is available to them. And maybe they don't find out for another year or two if I don't send them an invite. So how dare I keep this opportunity trapped into my mouth, inside my mouth, because I'm too afraid to invite them. And that's what you have to do, is go into it from a place of, whose life do I get to change, instead of like, oh my gosh, who do I invite? They're going to hate me. They're going to think I'm salesy. They're going to think I'm a freak. If you go in with that mindset, they're going to feed on that energy. So go in knowing you are about to change a freaking life. And if not today, maybe next month, maybe next year, maybe 5 years from now, I still have people come back and say, I watched you for 5 years and I want to join your team. And you just have to change your mindset, because if you're afraid to invite and you constantly get in your own way, you're not going to grow your business. So, and it's okay to be, I want you to be honest. I want you to say if you're afraid, and it's okay, but know that you need to put on some like gangster rap or whatever it is that gets you going, drink your Energize and do it, and not be afraid of the outcome. Don't be emotionally connected to the outcome, because it's going to be a no here, it's going to be a ghost. But that's okay, because for every 10 no's you get, you're going to have somebody that says yes. Okay, so Maddie says, polls are super easy way to start convo, even if you think it was accidental vote. April's classic, hey, I don't know if it was a fat thumb response or not, and can have a genuine convo. I almost always say that if I'm like not sure, it's like somebody would be the person to respond to a poll. I'm like, hey, I don't know if you meant to comment on that or if it was a fat thumb, but I would love to talk to you about this. And then it's usually like, yeah, that was an accident, but okay. And then we talk about it. Shayla says, engagements. What are you all doing? I got through the stories and comment on them, but then what else without searching through all 800 people you're following? Who wants to speak on this? Anybody with engaging with people on Instagram? I guess you're talking about the on the bat.
I mean, just like in general, trying to build new relationships.
Go through, what I like to do is go through birthdays on Facebook, and I send them a private message. And sometimes I used to do this. I need to record a new one, but I just did a Snapchat, like with a funny filter with like a dog. And I did a video of me and Adley, and I was like, happy birthday to you. And then like I would send it. And it was just like cute and silly. And I would send it and people would be like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I mean, if I really didn't know him, I may not have done that. I may just be like, happy birthday, girl. What are your fun weekend? What are your plans for your birthday? And starting conversations that way is so easy. And I do that every day.
Thank you.
Maddie says mom groups on Facebook. Anybody else have any ways that they engage? And sometimes if I've done my work for the day and I've got my invites in, I will let myself scroll on social media. And then when I see a post, then that's when I'll be like, comment, and maybe send them a message. But I don't let myself do that most days. I don't let myself do that until my work is done. But that's kind of like a reward, because sometimes you like scrolling social media. There is an app. I don't think I've talked about this in a while. There is an app on your Facebook, on your computer. Let me get rid of this and show you what my What has happened? Where is it? Where's Zoom now? Okay, I'm going to share my screen. So when I'm working on my desktop, I don't have a news feed. This is what it looks like. It's called Newsfeed Eradicator. I don't let myself scroll on my newsfeed. It's not there at all. I can't find it. I can't do anything. It's called Newsfeed Eradicator, and it's like an extension or an app or whatever you download on your computer. Amazing. It has been like this for 3 years on my computer. I do not look at it because that's not what I'm there for at all. So I definitely suggest that. And I try to work on my computer as much as possible. For the first 3 years of my business, I was solely from my phone, but I try to do that as much as possible. Where do you run your business? IG or Facebook? Both. Both. I mean, it's 2 platforms. Copy and paste everything on both. I mean,
IG.
What?
I only really use Instagram, but I mean, I'm thinking maybe I should like dip into Facebook, but I don't know.
Here's the thing about Facebook. You have a ton of people from high school or past jobs that you barely know, that you don't even really think about, and they're going to see your post. Hey, see Leah. Leah just signed up for her Summit Hotel. Yay, new coach. Have fun at soccer. So, I lost my train of thought. What was I just saying?
You were talking about how Facebook has a whole bunch of people from like high school
and
stuff.
That is such a cool market right there. The people that know you but don't really know you. Those, when I first started as a coach, those were the people who were like, tell me about this workout you're doing. That was so much of it was like, I like to call it like your lukewarm market. Like, you know them, but you don't really know them and you haven't talked to them for a long time. Like, I wouldn't have even been able to like think of their names if I thought of like people that I know, but it was like people I worked with like 5 years ago for 3 months, and they would see my post because we were Facebook friends. So honestly, you have so many more people than you think. Who wants to give Crystal ideas about engaging in mom groups? Anybody have any? One thing I will just do is like ask a question that's not gonna be like a heated mom discussion, but even if I don't care to know the answer, I'll be like, hey guys, we're heading to the beach this week. We're thinking about a beach trip. What are your must-have things as a mama to take? I've got a 3-year-old. Like, so random, so like not necessary, something like that. I like asking questions about advice because everybody loves to give advice. Obviously not like too much parenting advice because there's a lot of people in those mom groups I would not trust with parenting advice, and everybody wants to tell you something. But I like to ask questions about like recommendations or things like that. It could be like, hey, we're thinking of if it's a local moms group, hey, we're thinking of a date night next week. Where's your favorite restaurants around here to eat? So simple. Leah said, most of the time in my mom groups, people ask if people work out, and then I'm like, heck yes, message me and I'll tell you what I do, etc. Yeah, and just make sure, so if you can't like spam the group too, just check their policies. You can't just be like, hey guys, who wants to join my next accountability group? You can't do that. But what you can do is look for people that are saying things like that. And what I do is I add them as a friend and I private message them, and I may say on the thread like, hey, I just sent you a message. But I don't really talk about it too openly because I don't want them to think I'm like spamming them. Bye, Leah. So, you can do something like, or sometimes I'll do like something and I'll be like, picture of my daughter for attention or something like that. And it's like a picture of us like in workout clothes or something like that. So there's a bunch of different things that you can do. But yeah, asking questions, asking recommendations. And then also I've actually sold a lot of challenge packs and signed coaches from people from yard sale groups. So if I'm posting things to sell and anybody comments or likes, I'll add them as a friend. If I'm buying something from somebody, I'm adding them as a friend, because one, I'm going to say, hey, I sent you a friend request, because sometimes those messages get lost. Check your messages. So then you're friends, and even if, after that, they're going to see your post. I have 2 discount coaches that order Shakeology every month from Charlotte, posting in a yard sale group. So I add them as friends. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I've been in public with April too, and we've been at like the playground talking to other moms or like kids places, and she's like, oh my goodness, yes, we should totally add each other on Facebook so we can like set up a play date or something. Like so casually all the time.
Every time I go, like literally my goal is to not leave the playground until I have a new mom on Facebook. And I used to do that at the dog park before I had kids. I sold 3 challenge packs at the dog park, like not at the dog park, but because I got them to Facebook and they saw my post. I don't lead with Beachbody. Most of the time, if we're not talking about what we do, they don't even know that's what I do. It's when they get to Facebook and they follow me, then they just see my post. Maddie said, I have a weird fear of someone screenshotting me in the mom group and calling me out to everyone. So always try to chat first and then friend them so they watch my stories. Careful, moms are crazy. So yeah, just trying to be genuine about building relationships and not focusing on sales, because the more that you ask people. So my general, we're gonna wrap this up because we've got our call at 9:30 and I forgot to take a picture too. Dang it. But my general guideline of like what I do when somebody is interested is I will compliment them and I will ask them what they struggle most with. What are you struggling right now the most with? Is it the fitness side or the nutrition side, would you say? And then whatever they say, I I don't know that word. I can never say it ever.
Emphasize.
Emphasize. Yes.
Yes.
I wish I'm like empathy, but how do I make this into the verb? Okay. Because at one point or another in our life, we've struggled with it. And then I will use the feel, felt, found method. I totally understand how you feel. I felt the same way. What's really cool is I found that this nutrition plan I follow right now literally tells you exactly what to eat and how much to eat. And that was the missing piece for me, because I was eating clean, but I was eating oatmeal for breakfast, sweet potatoes for lunch, and quinoa for dinner, and like not having any idea what my portions were. So I wasn't seeing the results I should. Would you say that you struggle with portion control? Or would you say you struggle with emotional eating? Like I always end with a question. And then, okay, so tell me, like, what are your goals? If you were, by the end of the year, if you were to do any, to reach a goal, what would you say would be really important for you? And you'll get and if you keep talking to people, you'll get some really cool, things. It's not just like 5 pounds, 10 pounds. Sometimes people are like, I want to be able to go to the playground with my son and be able to slide down the slide and not feel like I can't fit on the slide, or chase my kids around and not feel winded. Like it'll be some things that like really tug at their heart. And that's what's going to motivate them to do it, is because they're thinking about that reason, not 5 pounds. You know what I mean? So I like to ask a lot of questions. And then when they tell you your goal, girl, I would love to help you with that. And it just makes me so excited to be able to do this and that we can do this together, work towards your goals. Do you want to hear about a couple different options that you have to join us? Because I think that you need this. I would love to plug you into the supportive community. What do you say? And then you can use a third-party tool and talk to them about whatever. But that's it. I ask them their struggles. I ask them, always end with a question. I compliment them, use the feel, felt, found, and then I ask them their goals. And then I say, do you want to hear some about the different programs that you can join?
Okay. So now they say yes, they're interested. You're getting ready to, they want the challenge back, or they just want bod. So now how do you transition into, do you want to be a coach?
So whenever you figure out what they want, then you say, okay, awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. And I usually am always like talking in gifts too. I'm so excited for you. So I just have a couple questions. One, so if they're getting a challenge pack, what Shakeology flavor do you want? My favorite is vegan chocolate. Or if they're just getting bod. And I hate saying just getting bod because it's still going to be super awesome for them and you're going to get them in your challenge group. So if they're getting bod, I just have 3 questions for you. And this one would be, do you want to grab, I'm going to throw a sample of our Energize, which is unicorn juice, my pre-workout, mom crack, and Shakeology in there. You can try a week worth of that and try that. Also, do you want to go ahead and sign up to get discounts on your products every month? And all you do is just basically share a little bit about your journey on social and see if anybody wants to join you. That's what I do right now, and I'm having a ton of fun with it. And that's like, if I can find, I have let me send it to 3 things. I have it in a voice or a auto text replacement. So I just type in 3 things and this pops up. This is what I say. I just need 3 things from you and we can get started. I need your email. Oh, I was like, what is the 3rd thing? I need your email and what flavor Shakeology you'd like to start with. My favorite is chocolate vegan. And do you want to kick off your journey with being a coach as well? I did this and just used my social media as a platform to share my journey, and it definitely helped keep me accountable while inspiring others. Totally cool either way. And that's what I say. I'll post that on the team page.
And then when do you go into the whole staying active and whatnot? Or do you even worry about that? Because that's kind of one thing. I know we kind of talked about it in our group chat with Chelsea. She asked about like, how do you explain staying active? And
I don't talk about that right away.
No. Okay.
No. If they're buying a challenge pack, they're going to be active. If they're buying BOD, I'm going to throw in Hydrate and I'm going to throw in Shakeology samples. And even if they're not active right now, they'll probably order something after the samples, and then you can worry about it. But honestly, I would, because you never know, even if they're inactive coaches, I've had inactive coaches become active because it's 50 personal volume points, and personal volume is what you personally buy or what you sell. So they sell something and then that they can be active. So I don't stress about it right off the bat. If they're getting BOD and money is an issue, I'm going to focus on helping them invite people that'll make them active. It'll make them a paycheck, and they'll be like, okay, let's do this. I want to be a product of the product kind of thing. So I'll talk to them more about product of the product down the road and things like that. But no, I don't stress about the active status.
Okay. I thought we had to like buy or get PV, 50 PV. So 50 or gosh, okay. PV can be attained by us purchasing or other people purchasing from us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just me purchasing.
In order to qualify for Success Club, you have to have 90 personal volume points on Home Direct though. So if you have Shakeology, that's covered. So if you're pushing for Success Club, or if you want a Success Starter ticket, so say they're a new coach and they're hitting Success Club, but they don't have that, they will not be eligible for that Success Starter if they don't have that. So that's something to keep in mind too. In order for you to hit Success Club, be qualified for leads or anything, the company does not recognize you having hit Success Club if you don't have 90 personal volume points on Home Direct. But just to be active, 50 personal volume points. So like spouse accounts and things like the secondary accounts, 50 PV, that's all you need, because you don't worry about Success Club and stuff over there.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, any other questions before we hop off? This was so fun. I love this style of calls. Oh, thank you. I feel like we lost so many people. There's like 16 people on here earlier. Whoops. Let me make my screen bigger. Can somebody like send me a reminder tomorrow that when it's not Thursday night to clean my computer screen too? That'd be great. It's like literally like 6 months and counting. Okay, we're gonna take a picture. If anybody, Amanda, Ashley, or Christina, want to show your face. Hold on, I'm trying not to get this horrible glare. I should be better at this by now. Give me a second. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. I'll post that in the team page. All right, we have a call at 9:30. Different link. That is the Diamond Week 3 series, and we're gonna listen to Lacey, and she hit Diamond in 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm gonna listen to that while I work out because I still haven't worked out today. All right. Thank you guys